All right, click the links. John Channel here over at Subscriber. Got a mailbox. Want to mail me some comics. So, this you're not looking at the screen. It's Brie Larson and two other chicks that nobody has heard of. It just, I mean, the image is just like, oh hey, so Mary Sue Purse Puppies. Yeah, Mary Sue Purse Puppies. Let me guess. They'll if there's gonna be a man in the movie. I almost want to see this, but I'd be embarrassed to go to the theater to see it because I know it'd be seen up. Hey, buddy, you want to go see this movie with me? I'll buy your ticket, dude. I'll pick you up. Like, are you kidding? What the hell would I want to go see that movie for? It's doesn't look good to me. Doesn't look good to a whole lot of people. The breastless crew, at least the fat one, looks like she might be starting to get some boobs or something. So she's a superhero and she's getting a little bit of a double chin. That's kind of weird. Where is I going with this? Here's the thing about Brie Larson is she actually has a fan base. I don't know what movies did it. Some people are just kind of celebrities, but the history of their film history is kind of iffy. But for whatever reason, they just get a celebrity. They just get a following. And Brie Larson has a following, so I suspect that people are going to watch this movie. I think it's going to do better than the predictions. So Brie Larson's The Marvels predicted to have one of the not worst, if not worst, box office grosses for the Marvel Cinematic Universes ever. I don't think so. I think Brie Larson is going to surprise people. So Brie Larson's opening looks disastrous. Or I'll have some stupid title like that. Something about her opening looking foul. So this movie is coming out. It's the Captain Marvel thing, a Birds of Prey kind of sort of thing where they kind of had to make the follow-up movie for who was that? Margot Robbie when they did Birds of Prey. Because they're in the position of if they didn't make that, because she was in the Joker and people liked her in the Joker. It's like, yeah, they liked her in the Joker because she was wearing tiny shorts and like a tank top or something, and that was like half. I'm not the Joker, the whatever the movie she was in, the Suicide Squad, which was stupid movie. Gosh, stupid movie. Even the sequel is stupid. They liked her in that because she's walking around wearing almost nothing, and then in the sequel, it's like, oh, we covered her up. Oh, that's that's the only thing Margot Robbie brings to the table is a rocking body, and then they made the Birds of Prey. And it's like covered up for that too. It's like, okay, well, what's the point of watching the movie? It's a story. It's a movie about superheroes. There is no story in it. It's like you have to have very attractive people, especially women, in skin tight costumes wearing next to nothing because it's about superheroes. It's about nothing. Like, know your audience, dudes. Why did the Eternals bomb so hard? Because it's like they decided to get woke essentially. So but with both of these kind of Birds of Prey or this kind of whatever this movie's called, Captain Marvel, the Marvels, they're the follow-up movies that they had to make because otherwise, if they don't, it's kind of an admission that something is wrong with these characters. With I don't even remember Margot Robbie's character is the psychiatrist in the Joker. What's Harley Quinn. And this character, who are they're not the main characters. So I've read some of Harley Quinn's comics, and it was really lighthearted and funny and gross. But like they're ancillary characters for sure. And Captain Marvel was never a main. Captain Marvel or Ms. Marvel, they were never main characters. You're gonna have a real hard time making female characters main characters when the audience for comic books is 95% male, if not more. So they kind of had to make these movies because it's not. Otherwise, it's like, well, we could make a streaming version. But the thing is, God, their streaming stuff so far has just been so horrible. It would be at that point you'd be like, just don't even bother. Like either make a lower budget big screen film or don't bother. And the thing with this is, it's not low budget at all. They filmed it in the UK, and they got a tax credit for like $50 or $60 million, and they spent of their own money something like $250 million. So the total budget was like $300 million, but they only spent of their own, less than that because of the tax credit thing in the UK. And they did that for another movie too. But it's like whatever they spent, it's like it's going to be. It's like I suspect it's not going to bomb because it's Brie Larson. I suspect it's going to make money, but it's just not going to be a huge hit like the other one. Anyway, the thing is, it's kind of a follow up to the bigger movies that came before it, except that this whole genre of superheroes, that genre is peaked. It peaked at more than 2 years ago, and it's over. It's on the downward slide. the energy has moved on with it. But the problem is they still own the IP to these characters, so they have to keep making the movies. Okay, so you look at this and you're like, okay, well, it's time to go in a different direction with these movies. And when I say that, I say, yeah, you guys probably want to make them less woke direction. And when they hear it, they go, oh, so you guys want us? We should double down on the woke, right? It's like more girl power, more like diversity, inclusion, whatever. No, no, that's not what I'm saying at all. You're crazy if you think that's gonna connect with an audience. So less woke is not what they're gonna do. So they're in this tricky spot where they're addicted to woke, race and sex swapping and all that kind of stuff. But the audience is just not there for it. The audience is just freaking done with all this kind of stuff. All the woke crap. Hey, Willow or Rings of Power or Witcher, Blood Origins or even Wheel of Time and all this stuff they put out there. It's like, so how did those show? How did She-Hulk do? How did these shows do? How did Rings of Power do? You spent like $700 million on it. Oh, nobody watched it. How did Ahsoka do? How does Andor Star Wars do? How does all this stuff? Oh, well, they watched the first episode and then it just felt like a rock. It's like, yeah, so you're just gonna keep doubling down on that? Yeah, apparently they are. Apparently they are. It's a weird thing to watch. They're not taking their audience with them. The last Ant-Man, I asked my buddy, hey, you want to see the Ant-Man? We can talk about it for this little YouTube channel thing. He goes, no, we'll probably just wait for it to come out on streaming. I'm like, dude, you see everything. Like you will see every single movie. And he goes, it was bizarre when you ask somebody like who will say yes to anything, any superhero movie. Guy would say yes to most movies, but superhero movies, yeah, at one time it would have been 100%. He goes, nah, we'll just watch it on streaming or something. I'm like, whoa, I did not expect that. And then I went to Sail the High Seas to go watch some Ant-Man. I'm like, it's not like it's just there's nothing there. It's just, oh, you're right. It's not worth driving to a theater and spending the $15 to go watch it. Anyway, the last Ant-Man where they had a liberal lecture on like the daughter was lecturing the cop in a police station about, I don't know, Antifa protests, and they're actually very peaceful and the police are the problem. It's like, yeah, we just got done with, 3 or 4 years of violent arson, BLM, Antifa riots, where they deleted like 50, 60 people and snuggled people during the protests. So the cops are not the problem here. Actually, the Antifa BLM riots resulted in the deletion rates going up in all these communities massively over the next few years. They're still up. They're still way up, like Chicago, Detroit, all this kind of stuff. So they actually resulted in thousands more people being deleted because of the whole Floyd thing. Like the hard numbers there, the numbers are rock hard. And they go, well, we still have to protest. It's like, okay, God bless you. I mean, just accelerate it, right? Anyway, so that was that lecture in the Ant-Man Part 3 with the daughter in the police station. That went over like a Led Zeppelin to the audience. At least the audience had been paying attention. Then they had, and then I think there's the race swapping with Kang. It turned out to be some kind of, I don't know, beating up his girlfriend or something like this, something horrible. Then they had some Mexican movie about Trump and how America sucks, but they're in America. Instead of like improving their homelands, they're like complaining about this new country and about Trump, and Trump is eating his taco bowls or something. None of that made sense, and nobody watched that. I don't remember what, Blue Beetle or something. Yeah, I hope that was Marvel, not DC. Nobody watches those movies. But hey, diversity. Yeah, so how come diversity didn't show up for the movie? The only one that did well was the Wakanda sequel. I don't remember what it was called, where the guy unfortunately passed from cancer. And at like 43 years old, passive bowel cancer sucks. Really, that is really young to get taken off the field. But they made a movie. That movie actually did make money, but it didn't. I mean, it didn't equal the earlier numbers, but whatever. Or the Eternals, where they, Kirby's. You can go read the original, like first couple of issues of the Eternals. That art style, that busy Kirby art style, is just a lot of fun. Where they race swapped out all the beautiful people of the light with, I don't know who these people were, just people from all over the world. Except if I remember the comic book right, they're these super advanced space robot type of gods. Except in the movie, they're old, fat, and ugly, and one is actually deaf. One has a disability. That doesn't make any sense. They're literally space gods built their bodies in this super god computer. So they made a 50-year-old obese Asian man and a deaf Pakistani girl, and I mean, I think all the original characters were all blonde, blue-eyed type of thing, and it's like they don't look like the original characters. And that's when they just insert an ad hominem to attack your straw man or deflect. And it's like, well, that's not really critical to the. Well, yeah, it is, because that's the way Kirby wrote it. So if you want to honor the artist's original vision, you're gonna make it true to form. It's like, no, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna use this obese Chinese man who's going to be the space god. So it's like, so you're in the space god computer, and they can design any body they want for you. Wouldn't you just get the peak perfection, like physically fit, low body fat, as just a peak as you can get a human body? Why would you add on 50 pounds of adipose tissue, or someone with a hearing disability? Why would you do that? Because we're woke. I mean, that's what it boils down to. They hate the word woke. It's like, well, yeah, that's woke's just an umbrella term for this just stupid stuff they do. What else would you want to call it? Anyway, everything they do is stupid. Everything Disney does is stupid. It doesn't matter if it's Marvel or the Star Wars universe. It's like they have these properties. It's bizarre to watch a $150 billion company do this to themselves and just sit back and watch it like, this is all really happening. Yeah, I don't know what to say. It's all really happening. It's just friggin' bizarre as it sounds. So nothing they're doing makes sense. It's all diversity, inclusion, compassion, and kindness, and hot, salty loads all over their cringy faces. Who cares? We hate diversity. I only want to see blonde-haired, blue-eyed Europeans. I want to see just Nordic stereotypes all the time in everything. Like, just go in the opposite direction. I'm not into diversity at all. It's all just more people have to come out and start saying, diversity is really cancer. I'm just not into diversity. It's like, can we have the discussion without an ad hominem? I'm just the customer, just telling what I like, and I don't want to see diversity. I want to see a bunch of like Aryan cliche blonde-haired, blue-eyed, like ski people skiing down mountains with Uzis, and James Bond getting chased and then skiing across rooftops and then hopping into I don't know, he was supposed to, I think he stuck with British cars in the beginning, and then they swapped out to a BMW or something. So like, what's a little British sports car in the 60s and 70s? MG, Jaguar, probably like a convertible Jaguar or Lotus or something. Or Rolls-Royce didn't really make. They made sedans, and Bentleys were sedans. Probably a Jaguar would do well. And then they swapped out to the BMW. I'm like, this is stupid. This is, it's just one company. It's like, it doesn't matter. They made Mini Cooper. It's like, well, it's no longer a British car. It's like, don't get me wrong, German engineering is better than Jaguar or Mini Cooper or any English engineering. Sorry, McLaren. But yeah, the Germans are definitely the Uber mentioned that in that regard. But the English cars had their own style, and the Mini Cooper was definitely its own thing. The thing is, that car handled so well because it was so low to the ground, these tiny little tires. And then I have the Mini Coopers now. I was like, it is still a cool looking car. Don't get me wrong, but it's like, it's not what it was, but it is a cool looking car. So I got to give them that. It's like, I kind of like. They have one that's like a Clubman with the doors in the back open, like doors, like the left and right. I don't know what you call it. Like it has a vertical centerpiece. It does look kind of neat. It looks kind of like the what was it, that General Motors car they built on the Saturn platform? It was not the Prowler. That was a sports car. It was a PT Cruiser, I think. They used a Saturn like 2.4 liter engine, and then they put one with a little turbo in it. It was kind of cool. It's like, that is, PT Cruiser is legitimately a cool looking car. It's weird that more I don't know where I was going with this. I don't really care. Everything Disney does is really, really stupid. Where even PT Cruisers and essentially a dressed up Saturn, which is fine. I'm sure Saturn's a pretty good car too. Or maybe it was a 1.9 liter engine. I don't know. Anyway, so everything Disney does is dumb, and more people need to say they hate diversity. Is my point. Like, more people need to get comfortable saying, I want hot, skinny blonde chicks, and I just want to see more blonde people on camera. I'm not into diversity. I can't identify with this character. I need to see myself on camera. I need representation. Well, yes, European people need representation too. And so what they do is just standard. It's all just, I wish I could swear more because it'd just be a long litany of just F and BS is what they do. They go, well, we're going to put everyone on screen. We're going to represent everyone. It's like, that's not how human tribalism works. You'd be better off just making a black movie with the black chick, Monica Rambeau, I think, or you just make a Middle Eastern movie. I don't know where she's from, somewhere one of the Stanny regions, or you'd be just better off making just a Euro movie, and you'd sell to a bigger audience. When you combine elements of these people from all over the world, you don't grow your audience, you actually shrink it. And everyone knows that, and they do it in comics and movies, and they do it all the time. And you got to just get out there and go, yeah, diversity is really stupid. You have to say it as if you're lacking self awareness. Like like obviously when you say that, they're going to lose their mind and call you istophobic. You go, yeah, I don't really care about all that. I just don't want to see diversity. I'm not into it. And then they try to take it out of the movie and do ad hominem and like deflect. You go, no, but we're talking about the movies. I'm a customer, just telling you what I don't want to pay for in a movie. I don't want to see diversity. I'm not into it. I want to see blonde hair, blue eyed Europeans. Anyway, so no offense. It just feels like they're trying too hard with all this kind of stuff. Anyway, so they keep just doubling down, and this new Captain Marvel has got 3 diverse vagina people from all over the world, and that's already the opposite of what I want to see. I just see that and I'm like, God, they're going to be Mary Sue. Oh, hey, is that another woman? Girl power, yay! It's girl power, and you have some like cucked out soy boy in the background. He's just going to be just a total bitch. He's probably going to get bent over and whatever by these space robots. It's just so fucking stupid. It just never ends. I mean, they look at Hollywood or they look at America and they call it the Great Satan. I'm like, you're right, but it's not all of us. It's like the people who've got the loudest voices. Yes, for sure they're the Great Satan, but it's not the rest of us. Hollywood is very much the Great Satan. I would rather see somebody get like $50,000 together for costumes and do like a Kevin Smith black and white superhero parody adventure with no special effects. No, the special effects would be like cardboard cutouts and stuff, and like do it for under $100,000. I don't know how you'd sell that and monetize it. Kevin Smith had to go to Harvey Weinstein to get his thing monetized, and he heard him in the theater laughing at the Clerks. And it's like, yeah, Clerks was brilliant, but I mean that. I would rather see movies at that level, like the sub $100,000 level, sub $1 million level type of movies, sub $10 million level type of movies. There's a lot of movies that can get made for under $10 million. A lot of fun movies that are going to be better than this movie. Like it's $250 million. And if you want me to go see it, you can cash out me the ticket, and I will go see it and review it. Though honestly, I'd be like, so you just one dude walking into one ticket, one dude walking to see this movie by yourself. Gosh, that's weird. That's weird, buddy. What do you? Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, someone. Yeah. Oh, God, how embarrassing would that be? I'll go see it. Yeah, but I kind of don't think anyone's gonna cash out the money for this movie, so I suspect I won't have to see it. Anyway, yeah, I'm not into diversity, in case I haven't mentioned that a dozen times. The fat one on the show actually has a show on Disney Plus, but nobody watched it. I think it was Miss Marvel or something like that. Because nobody watches. I don't think anyone watches anything coming out of Disney. Where's I going with that? Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys all next episode.